Hi everyone, welcome to Advice to Think Twice. This is Monica and I'm doing our October monthly readings. Thank you for joining me as always. Keep in mind these are general, take what resonates, disregard the rest. This is going to be for Pisces, whether that's your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus, or you're cross-watching for Pisces. Information on private readings is always in the description box below. And please make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe if you haven't. Thank you if you have. It helps the channel and keeps me motivated to keep doing this, and I really appreciate it. So Pisces, let's see what's going on for you in the month of October 2022. I'm using the Ask the Witch Tarot deck and Oracle of Shadows and Light. Let's see what's going on for Pisces. Pisces Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Okay, cards are jumping. Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs in October 2022. Pisces. Okay, here we go. In the situation, we have the Five of Wands, the Challenge, Judgment, crowning you, the Five of Cups, and the Foundation, the Chariot. In the past, Justice. In the near future, the Knight of Pentacles. In how you see yourself, the Fool. In your environment, the Knight of Wands. In your hopes and fears, the Queen of Wands. And in your outcome, the Nine of Swords. It reminds me of the Cancer reading a little bit. You might be dealing with the Cancer, or you have Cancer in your chart, like I do, for example. Bottom of the deck, the Nine of Wands. It reminds me of Cancers because there's a decision in the past that you have made that you're very clear on. You've made the decision, it's done. To move on from something with the Chariot, not look back. You've decided you're done with something. Nine of Wands, you're done with it, it's too much, I'm not looking back, I'm done. However, you have two fives coming in because there's unfinished business. And your challenge with Judgment is to reconsider. I just did a weekly for you Pisces that was literally about this, okay? Five of Wands is in your current situation. So coming into the month, there's conflicting views, ideas, opinions, where someone is, a person or a group of people, I don't know, are just coming at you, asking answers, or asking you, pestering you is what I hear, about a decision that you've already made. But they're asking you to change your mind or to reconsider and see if you come to the same conclusion. With the Nine of Wands, this tells me that you have been trying very hard to put that behind you. So that's why it's coming up as the Five of Wands here, because it comes up as pressure that you don't want to have to deal with. That's why you put it behind you in the first place. On your mind, we have the Five of Cups. This situation was very hurtful for you. It was very disappointing. It might have been about a breakup. It might have been about a loss of a friendship, a loss of a job, a loss of a project. It was very difficult for you to deal with this loss, but you did, and you put it behind you. And you told yourself you're done. But even in the Five of Cups, there's unfinished business. Okay? There's unfinished business because in this card, you don't have two cups still standing, but you have flowers that have come out of what was spilled. So there's a new energy, there's new life to something that you have already turned your back on because it was too painful to deal with. But there's a new development there, and that's why you're being asked to reconsider. Interesting. Now in your near future, we have the Knight of Pentacles. This is slow but steady progress, but this is also, could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy, but there's a planning stage. There's an offer coming in. It's been a long time coming. You've already given up on it. That's what this is. Something you've already given up on. It felt unfinished. but you had to get your own closure. You had to give yourself answers, and you had to tell yourself to move on. Okay, with the Five of Cups, the Nine of Wands, and Justice. It's finally reaching you. This could be a conversation, this could be an explanation, but there's an offer attached to it of either let's talk about it, or if we could do it differently, how would we do it? Because there's a planning aspect to it. There's a strategizing aspect to it. How would we do this? How would that work? How would this work? It's going through a list. What is different this time around? What would you do with that now? What would you do with that? In how you see yourself, we have the Fool. I feel like you're done with this. You want to be done with this. It's still unfinished though. You want to be done with it, but it's still unfinished. It's your decision. If you want to say, you know what, I have reconsidered and I still want to be done with it, absolutely, go ahead. And in your mind and in your heart, you're saying, I want to be done with this because it's too much. I'm not sure I'm ready to risk it. But you might say, you know what, I don't want to talk about the past anymore. It's done. If we were to start something different, what would that be? And you're trying to go into it with an open mind and an open heart, not let the past influence you. That could also be what this is. In your environment coming in, we have the Knight of Wands. I feel like things are going to be moving very quickly after you have this conversation and you make this decision to either walk away from it completely or to start over from scratch as if you've never seen this before, right? I feel like after that, there's a lot of travel, there's a lot of activity, there's a lot of change, there's a lot of movement. This could be relocation, changing jobs, traveling back and forth. A lot of activity. In your hopes and fears, we have the Queen of Wands. Aries, Leo, Sag energy. What I hear with this is I hope I don't lose my nerve, or I hope I don't lose my confidence, or I hope I don't lose my independence that I've gained through this painful process. Now in the outcome, we have the Nine of Swords. Stress, anxiety. What did I do? What if this and what if that? Fear of the unknown. Let's clarify, see what this is about. So let's clarify for Pisces in October. Because things might be moving, what's giving you anxiety is the fact that you would be okay with very, very slow progress, but things seem to be picking up speed and snowballing and overwhelming you. That's what I see with that Nine of Swords. So let's see. What is this for Pisces, please? Let's see. Five of Wands, Three of Wands. Something you've already turned your back on is coming back around. But I feel like it was a forced ending. It was a forced closure. Because you had no choice, right? With the Nine of Wands. It wasn't done. It wasn't finished, but you felt like you had no choice. Judgment as the challenge. Listen, you can't make it up. Death card. You have to review or reassess your decision to put an end to something. Is it a full stop, or can it be transformed? End what happened, but start over. Listen. I love tarot, man. And synchronicities. What's the Chariot and the Foundation? Six of Wands. I'm telling you, you told yourself, this was a matter of pride. You told yourself, I can't be dealing with this. I don't deserve this. I am done with this. I'm not looking back. You have to put your heart aside. There's no emotion in these cards. You have to put your heart aside and be like, this isn't right. This isn't fair. I don't deserve this. I don't accept this. I don't care how I feel about it. I'm done. I'm not looking back. I don't want to look back. I'm done. This is it's almost like stubborn energy. To turn your back and just keep going. Never look back. I feel like for some of you that you literally said that. I'm never looking back. Because it was deeply, deeply hurtful. So I get it. And while you might have your nature, your kinder nature, might have pushed you to forgive, to make excuses, to accept excuses. I feel like it was something, it pushed you too far, to the point where it's like, I have to have some self-respect. This is ridiculous. I have to take a stand. And you did. And you know what? I feel like it taught someone else to respect you as well, because they did not expect you to just turn your back and walk away. Let me tell you, the 5 of Wands and the 3 of Wands and the 6 of Wands, they were shocked at how easy, apparently, it broke your heart, tore you to pieces. But from the outside looking in, it looked like it was just so easy. You just turned around, lifted your head high, and be like, fine, I'm done. I'm out. Deuces. Not looking back. Forget my number, forget where I live, forget my name. This is done. Justice in the past, Temperance. You had to make a decision because someone was 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Someone was taking their sweet time. Someone was not taking any action. Someone was just waiting, and they kept you waiting. This is also Sagittarius energy. I also feel like I said, you tried. You bent every which way to try to accommodate this person, this situation in your life. And they still weren't happy. They still criticized. They still complained. Or they still did not take action. Or they still did not reciprocate. So you had to make an executive decision and say, you know what? I don't deserve this. I'm done. I'm out. Not looking back. 5 of Cups crowning you. 3 of Swords. Listen, you can't make it up. I feel like they broke your heart, but then what hurts even worse is that you broke your own heart, Pisces. You sacrificed yourself for this person or this situation. Because you thought that way you were giving it the best chance it could have. And through all of that, it still didn't work. They still weren't happy, or they turned around and left, or they were still leaving you hanging, or they were still not giving you answers, or they were still not committing to anything. And this could be with work, this could be with love, this could be with anything. I'm reading the energy. It's very, very hurtful. Very hurtful what happened here on their part. But then I also feel like you're saying to yourself, you know what? I bent myself. I chose to do that. I chose to do that. I chose to sacrifice myself. And I feel like that is what has pushed you over the edge, because you became aware of it and you said, you know what? Why? What for? It's not worth it. I'm never doing that again. I'm never doing that again. The Knight of Pentacles in the near future. We have the 6 of Swords. The 4 of Wands. So there's some sort of trip, short distance, to some sort of reunion. I don't know if you're going to their home, they're coming to yours, or you're meeting somewhere in the middle in some sort of an establishment. Someone wants to come home, I can tell you that. Whether that is literal or just come back to you because you're home, or come back to when things were stable. This is also where someone wants to talk about how do we move on from this, and how do we get from where we are to a stable, harmonious relationship, whether that is romantic, with family, or this is someone offering you commitment, new job, promotion, more money to get you to stay or to get you to come back. And how you see yourself with the Fool, we have the Hermit. You're very cautious. You're very cautious. This is also Virgo energy. You're not taking chances. I feel like in the past, with the Fool, you just opened your heart and hoped for the best. Right? That's the Fool energy. You've gone through some things, and they have taught you, and now you're the Hermit. You see an opportunity to go all in. You see an opportunity to take a chance on something and hope for the best. But you are also using the lessons you've learned with 6 of Swords energy as well, and making a calculated decision, taking a calculated risk. That's where you are. That's your mindset. That's your strength as well. This Knight of Wands in your environment. We have the Two of Cups. I'm telling you, they have had some sort of an epiphany with the Judgment card there, because you turned your back and you were like, I'm done. I am not coming back. Forget I exist. They have had some sort of an epiphany about your worth. You're teaching them how to respect you. You're showing them a side of you that they've never seen. They didn't even know you had this side of you. This pride, healthy pride, don't get me wrong. They didn't see this. They didn't see this. They thought you were always going to be there. They thought that you loving them unconditionally, or you always giving them the benefit of the doubt, or you are always going to be patient with them, they thought that's it. That's all you have. That's all you are. That's all you're going to do. This opened their eyes, and now with that Knight of Wands, they're rushing to balance things out with you, to get back together, to restore the friendship, to restore the bond. But they want things to be mutual. I feel like in the past, they didn't even realize they were being selfish. And through everything, they have also learned about their own selfish tendencies. And they are now coming back around. I feel like there is an aspect that it's not necessarily that they're coming in trying to be forceful, but it may feel like that because you're very guarded and very reserved, and you would only be okay with things moving very slowly. So with them coming in very thick and fast, to you it might seem like it's a bit much. They have good intentions with this Two of Cups though. There's genuine intention here. There's genuine love, genuine friendship, genuine respect, genuine desire to collaborate and to be equal. That's my chair, if you hear that. Okay. With the Queen of Wands in hopes and fears, we have the Two of Swords. Again, you're trying to make sure whatever decisions you're making, you're not going to lose your independence, because it took you a lot to get here. That's a genuine fear. If I collaborate with you, if I team up with you, if I work for you, if I get back together with you, if I get together with you, am I going to lose myself again? And you're trying to determine if it's worth taking the chance to find out. There's also a fear of the unknown. I don't know what's going to happen, and I don't know how I feel about that. With the Queen of Wands, you're not necessarily afraid of it, but it plays on your mind. Nine of Swords in the outcome. You have the Sun, the Knight of Cups, the High Priestess, and under the Nine of Wands, we have the Ace of Swords. Someone wants to talk about this ending. Someone wants to talk about what happened. And the 9 with the 1, they want to bring things full circle. I feel like this is worst case scenarios, but with the Sun card here, you're going to have clarity. You're going to have clarity. I feel like this person is going to do what they say. They will be consistent. The Knight of Cups, they're going to make you some sort of an offer, some sort of proposal here. Could be an actual proposal. The High Priestess is here telling me you're reserved. You're seeing everything for what it is. And you're keeping your cool and you're keeping your balance. You're not going in like the fool anymore. Okay? That doesn't mean you're keeping secrets. It just means don't tell them everything off the bat. You know what I mean? Don't be too much of an open book. Make them work for it. Make them earn your respect. Make them earn a place in your life, a place in your heart. But I feel like this person is going to be very clear. And you will see that very quickly. You will see that very quickly. Okay. There's some sort of great happiness and celebration about this proposal. I do see you accepting it. I feel like what you're keeping to yourself is the fact that you're hoping for the best, but you still have some hesitation, doubt, some fear. How long is this going to last? I feel like that's something that's on your mind. At the same time though, with the High Priestess, I feel like you're taking a deep breath and you're saying, you know what, I'm not going to know until I try. So let's just take it one step at a time, one thing at a time. I'm going to live in the moment with the sun. I'm going to enjoy this because it's a beautiful thing that's happening to me. I'm going to try to make sure my fears don't get the best of me, but if there's any red flags, I will not ignore them. But this is a very balanced approach. Do you see what I mean? And whatever this is, I feel like it's got a good chance. It's got a good chance if you keep that balance with all these twos. Okay? And be open and honest. If things are moving too quickly, speak up. Because like I say, with that Two of Cups there, whoever this is, they're trying to, you know how you bent sideways to please this person or to accommodate the situation in your life? I feel like they're aware you did that. So now they're very mindful of it, of things being fair and them also being accommodating to you and your needs. So be open and communicate your needs. Oracle energy and advice for Pisces for October. Oracle energy and advice for Pisces for October 2022. Okay, 3 cards for you. Bottom of the deck, we have out trick-or-treating. We're here. This is something that, like I said, it's been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming. This has been, whoever this other person is, they've been planning this. They've been preparing for this. Unbeknownst to you, they've been working in the background to get ready for this. And this is when they're making their move. Okay? Grumpy red fairy. Be your true self. Absolutely. And I feel like that's exactly what you're doing with that 6 of Wands, with the High Priestess. That's exactly what you're doing. You're being your true self. You're being honest. You're taking no BS. And you're paying attention. You're giving them the benefit of the doubt, but you're paying attention. If there's any red flags, you will call them out. Nautilus Princess. Powerful personal growth. Absolutely. You've learned a lot. This is another 5. There's big changes happening with all these 5s because of your own personal growth. You have different standards. You have different levels of what you're willing to tolerate, what you're not willing to accept. You have a voice now that you never did, or you never used it. You know what I mean? And that's why this is now being brought back around. Ghosts of the past. I mean, come on now, you can't make this up. The past returns for a time. 42 adds up to a 6. And that's one of your fears. Is this temperate? Is this the past returning for a limited time? Or is this the past returning and we can actually work with this? But I feel like it's one of them. It's what you're telling yourself with that High Priestess. I'm not going to know until I try. So I'm going to be as open-minded as I can while keeping my wits about myself. Not looking for red flags, but if I see them, I will call them out. And we're just going to have to take one step at a time and see what happens. And I feel like that's the conclusion you're coming to. But whoever this is, they're coming to you. It's genuine, it's honest. They were wearing a mask before, and they're taking off the mask now. They're being true. They are being their true self, and you are being your true self, which is why we have this mutual energy here with the 2 of Cups. So as long as you keep that balance, I feel like this has a really good chance. If you allow for things to pick up speed, I feel like it'll run away from you again. It'll get overwhelming again. It will burn out again. So I will leave you with that. Okay? If you keep it at a balanced pace, nice and easy. Knight of Pentacles. Let's take it one thing at a time, one step at a time, one day at a time with the sun, right? Let's be in the present, see what we're working with, and take it one step at a time. Let's not try to look too far into the future or plan too far into the future. Let's be present here, take it one day at a time, one step at a time, and see where it goes. Okay? But you've got a really beautiful thing coming back to you because it's unfinished, and it's actually something that's really beautiful for you. It just did not have a proper start. Okay, it got all messy, it got all weird, it got all just wrong. Okay, but you've learned a lot from that, which is the whole point of it, right? Because you have Judgment with the Death card. This was very significant for you. This had to end because you had to learn these lessons, and because you did, now it's coming back around because it can be treated properly and you can get the full potential out of this situation. Okay, is what I'm seeing. Right? So Pisces, I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what this is for you. I hope the reading helps if you're dealing with these energies. Watch your other placements. I hope you have a wonderful month. It looks good. It looks good. Okay? And I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.